So Harry's donation has been announced. It is 1.1 million pounds, $1.5 million, and it's him paying himself, essentially. Yesterday we talked about round tripping. Now we got some comments saying that it's not called round tripping, it's called mismanagement of funds. No, that's when you spend the money of the charity. What we're talking about is the money goes from Harry to the charity back to him. Mismanagement means what him and his friends did, allegedly, at Sentebale, where Dr. Sophie said that they were mismanaging funds, which means, of course, we know what they do. They charge Sentebale for whatever. And if you were, there was a chart, I remember I had made a video about it, and if you were to look at that chart, it went up right when he married Meghan. The expense number went up, which means that him and her were charging Sentebale for all the bullshit they were doing. Allegedly. That's my opinion. But now with this one, the 1.1 million pounds to children in need, this is the same thing. It's a stage photo op, not a NCS, the community recording studio, without giving them a penny. See, and this is what we were talking about, where when you have someone like Harry that's rich, he makes it look like it's going to this CRS, community recording studio, but everything really went to this one, children in need. And we already know Harry is hand in hand with the BBC, right? We've seen it. Documentaries, interviews, the softball interview that he just did for 30 minutes and they allowed him. Remember, I don't remember if it was a rumor or it was literally in the press. That interview was only supposed to be 8 to 10 minutes, but he just yapped for half an hour and they let him because they're in bed together. By planting himself grassroots studio surrounded by kids, as always, Harry sends a clear message of local support, yet the check went to the national institution BBC Children in Need. Harry always wants the image of the underdog. Okay, fine, we'll go with it. Not really, but yeah. But the cash goes to the brand that gives him more shine. Well, all I have to say is one thing. A lot of normal people aren't paying attention to this. Harry, you should be very worried about that. And from what I've seen, I can report to you directly that normally when something like this happens, Harry goes somewhere or Harry does something, right? There's normal people that are online that will be talking about it and you see them and you're like, oh, this person really doesn't talk and makes it, or this person, like I've never seen these profiles before. Not this time. I think that what's happening now is normal people don't care. They just hear this story about this moron going to the UK and they're like, it's not interesting anymore. Oversaturation, that's what he gets. Let's see, a community gets the visit, headlines, money. Okay, the charity added, children in need doesn't exactly need to struggle for funds. Well, it's a part of the BBC, so of course it doesn't. While the recording studio he visited is desperate for direct support, it tells you everything that the spotlight was the donation, not the kids in that room. Well, I mean, the problem that I have here is that the kids in the room are just props. That's what pisses me off the most about these rich people, right? They use children as props. And Harry's the worst at it, especially we talked about the Africa thing where he's in Africa and then there's a bunch of black kids around him, African kids, and they're just there and they're like, and they're all pissed off because he's using them, because these children, and that's what makes you so pissed off, right? To think that these people, Harry and Meghan, we've seen Meghan do it too. Remember that crap about that little girl that gave her a hug and then curtsied to her? Because you remember that? That's what we're talking about. They used kids as props, and it's very obvious that Meghan told that little girl to curtsy to her before the actual interaction happened. It's so stupid with these people, I swear. Quote, it's a classic case of PR over substance, as it always is. If Harry wanted to really help, he'd put the money directly into the struggling studio he used as the backdrop. Well, that would involve cutting out the BBC then. Remember, when it comes to these donations, everybody's getting their hands in. Everybody, somewhere, somehow, they're getting their hand in. They're getting their little 10K, 15K. You know, that's the way it goes with these people. You scratch my rich back, I'll scratch your rich back. Because they're just rich douchebag people.